buy up your European flags. You must teach your children to celebrate Europe. It is wonderful. It's what we all want. It's what we've all voted for, isn't it? The idea of Europe must be ingrained in your children. You must teach them to love Europe. They will love Europe eventually when they are indoctrinated enough. Celebrate Europe. Go out and buy a European flag. The thing to do is let's look at what Europe has done for us. Mr. Kinnock and his wife and their children, they maxed out their pensions in Europe whilst thieving from the people of Europe. Mandelson maxed out his pension. We currently have Baroness Ashton at the top and Mr. Rumpoy, all unelected by us. We didn't even get a referendum. The thing to do is go out and buy a flag, take it home and burn it. Celebrate Europe by burning a European flag. I shall be burning this flag later in the privacy of my own home. I wouldn't want the EU police to come after me. So celebrate Europe, go and buy one, a flag, and burn it in your own backyard. And burn it. Unfortunately, you have to have a lawyer, a judge, several policemen give you the nod in your own backyard because you could commit some kind of offence. So celebrate Europe this week and everything that Europe has done for you. Absolutely nothing. Thank you, Labour, and thank you, the Conservative Party, for selling us all out. Okay. Our MPs do not care.
Give us a good microphone.
They are treasonous MPs. Notice the press don't care either. They sell the propaganda of the Lisbon Treaty. It's all a big living lie. Europe, it's Europe Week. Go out and buy a flag and burn one today.
I can't see the screen.
Burn your flag today. Unbelievable. Get one and burn it in the face of your own home.
It's burning inside. It's burning inside. There's too much wind to blow it out.
Well, that's a good flag to fly, isn't it? We'll fly that one.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen, go out and buy your European flag. Celebrate Europe, it's Europe Week. We're all suborned under the new communist EU. Get your children to celebrate EU Week, indoctrinate them to love the flag. Forget about Union Jack, it's going to disappear. We, the public, do not stand up against the unelected bureaucrats in Europe. We don't want them, we can't rely on our MPs, it's people power. People, we must stand up. You, sir, walking past, raise your hand if you love Europe. You obviously do not love Europe. Good.
Burn the flag. Burn the flag.
Yes, sir, you would steal our money and have been stealing multi-billions of British taxpayers' money for years. Tell them, no, we do not want the EU. We want our referendum, no to Europe. Get us out of the theft and fraud and criminality of the EU. The EU £1,000 billion has been siphoned out for an elected elite few. And it's all your money that's going there. Because you're not standing up. You're ignoring what the politicians are doing. Send a message to your MPs and all your local councillors out of the EU. It is only people power that will win the day. And we are the masters and they are our slaves. They need to be told. We have to reclaim our constitutional rights. Ladies, are you celebrating European week? I don't see you waving an EU flag. Show that you're not waving around. Show that you're not being allowed to leave from an elected parliamentarians and bureaucrats in Brussels. If I was here burning a flag from some sovereign country, it would really matter. But the EU is our fault. Of course, we can't have our everywhere. And it's a fine to stay there. We should believe that you are. No, you are not. Your bill was voted in a referendum. It is only the truth. David Miliband, the England on a young week, and as Foreign Office Secretary at the time, who signed the Lisbon Treaty. And then 2 days later, Gordon Brown signed the treaty. It is only those two gentlemen who in this country come under the EU Constitution. The rest of us are being lied to every day by the press and the legal spheres, the judiciary and the lawyers. They're running a lot of the criminality that goes on in the EU. Celebrate the EU! I said, they're diving this flag promoting the EU. I am taking the mickey out of them. I am taking the mickey out of our parliamentarians. We are so suborn and spineless. They will not give us a vote for a referendum to get out of the EU. So we will continue, because of the supine invertebrateness of our MPs, continue paying £43 million per day to the EU. And that money comes from your taxes. Vote against the EU. We want a referendum, a proper referendum. If indeed we don't need a referendum, the actual vote would be overwhelming. The British people do not want to be controlled by Brussels. They will not be controlled by Brussels. And every one of our local councils and every one of our parliamentarians are living a lie, because they are treasonous men and women. They are living the lie. All our MPs sold us out, including Eurupeans in 1972, to the European Constitution. Buy one of these flags today, take it home and celebrate Europe by burning it. Burn the European flag. This gentleman tried to FO, and yes, also you must love Europe. What's Europe done for you? Has it taxed you for a hit? Do you understand Europe?
I'm rolling.
It's EU week. Celebrate and burn a flag. It's EU week. Burn the EU flag. EU, their accounts have not been audited for 15 years. Kinnock and his family have maxed out their EU pensions. They've stolen from the British people everything. And our treasonous MPs continue to allow this theft. Socialist communist monster that is coming, and you need to wake up to it. Face up to it. Do not let your children be indoctrinated into the EU. Burn the EU flag today. Feel good about yourself.
Get on camera, top man. Do you want to engage with the youth? I don't have any of it.
We want out of the EU. We do not want to be taxed by the EU every day of our lives. Celebrate EU week. Buy a flag and burn it in your back garden. Out of the EU. All our treasonous MPs have sold us out and maxed up their pensions on our backs, on our hard work. Kinnock is the most guilty, with his wife Glynis and the rest of his family. The multi-millions that have been slushed down the drain, our money. The EU have not returned proper audited accounts for 15 years. Celebrate the EU by burning one of their symbolic flags. Out of the EU, madam. I think you agree. But we all must stand up against our treasonous MPs and force them to get us out of Europe. Because of how bad it is and how evil it is.
Fingerprinting children at school.
Yes, fingerprinting your children at school. You're all on a database. And the big brother EU communist state will come upon you if you do not love them. So protest. Send letters to your parliamentarians. Send letters to the local rags and Echo, who are supine as well. They love the EU because they're in partnership with the local council and all the parliamentarians. It's all about duping the people. People learn what duplicity is. Tell your children of the beauties of the EU, that they can fleece us every day of the week, every day of the year, by taxing us until we bleed dry. The EU is a monster. Celebrate the monster by burning one of these flags. They're having jollies with our money. Kinnock has made millions out of the EU. He doesn't care about you. You're just the people. You just pay your taxes. We're paying over £43 million per day into Europe. And what for? For nothing. We get nothing from Europe. Europe is a lie. Brussels is just the communist state coming upon us. The EU monster is celebrating this week. It's European week. All you good citizens should be out celebrating that you are EU citizens. Celebrate the EU. Go out and buy one of these flags and barbecue it tomorrow on your barbecue. Yes, madam. You are elderly. I don't want to be too rude. But you have been duped by the EU for most of all of your life as well. Burn an EU flag today. Feel good about being an EU citizen. Burn one, buy one, burn one.
Open the window, stick your head out and yell and say, I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore.